Okay, this time I think I've got it right side up. And I'm so sorry. All right, now we're back up. Kathryn and Angie are out there putting in heating pads for some of our elderly, smaller cats. And I'm on, oh, for goodness sake, stop doing that. It's rolling around on me. I'm on my husband's bike because it was 54 degrees outside this morning and I don't do cold weather. So I did not ride my bike in this morning. But my husband leaves his bike at the sanctuary so that I can have wheels without having to use a golf cart. And it's just, it used to be my bike, but it's got like a high bar and it's really hard to get on and off without falling. So you guys may witness a spectacular fall by the end of this morning. Hey, Duchess. Let's see if I can get past this tour without hitting anybody. Good morning.
So I see her. She's
Sapphire. I don't know why. I've got a glove on that hand, and so maybe I'm touching something I shouldn't be. That's causing it to keep spinning out to the right. And Kathryn just sent me a text saying she's over at Perfection the Ocelot, which is one of the cats I really wanted you guys to see. I was late getting in this morning. I decided to enter our AR Zoo into the South by Southwest competition for innovation. And I went through the entire process this morning, and at the very end, it wouldn't process. It wouldn't let me go to the next step. And so I said, well, save what I'm working on, because there was a save button, and it didn't save it. So I just wasted hours this morning creating this application, and they're not responding to their tech emails, so I don't know. And today's the last day to be able to enter. So I don't know if I'll be able to get us entered in that or not. I'm not somebody who waits until the last minute. But I didn't even know about the competition until yesterday. Okay, we are approaching Perfection. Just met a couple of nice ladies who stopped to talk, which also got me off to a later start this morning. But they had been involved in the spay days back in the day, before the Humane Society of Tampa Bay and I forget the name of the other group, before they had their own facilities. It was left to a bunch of mostly women once a month to take all of the supplies to a parking lot somewhere, and they would set up tents, and it would be the parking lot of a vet's office, and they would spay and neuter usually over 100 feral cats every month. And so when I heard that these ladies were having to haul all of these tents and cages and all of their equipment and everything to a different vet's office every month, I bought a trailer for them to put everything in so they could haul the trailer with everything in it to each location instead of relying on a bunch of cars, which may break down. And then they said, well, we don't have a truck. So I ended up driving the spay day trailer once a month to the different vet's offices, and I had to do it at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I am so glad that there are now full-time facilities where I don't have to do that anymore. But she was one of the ladies back then who was involved in that, and she just wanted to stop and thank me again for the hauling the stuff for them so that she didn't have to. And I'm glad to see that she's out here for a tour. she's out with Barb on a private tour. There goes our Missy up to her platform. They're going to be so happy to have their heating pads. So is she getting hay in one and a heating pad in the other?
Yeah. So we're doing hay today, and then the heating pad will be this week. So I have to set up all the tubes and extension cords.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I put it on the wish list. We do need some more of the pads. So it's on our Amazon wish list.
So I don't know if you guys can hear Kathryn, but she's saying on our Amazon wish list are the heating pads that we are able to use with the cats. It's not a regular heating pad. It has to be the kind they can't chew, and it's got like this wire coil thing wrapped around the power cords. And then in addition to that, we still put it in PVC to keep them from chewing it. And so those things are very expensive, the heating pads are, and any help you could give us there on our Amazon wish list would be greatly appreciated. Rachel said the sound is better than usual. I have a Rode, or that's not Rode, an Insignia mic. And I've got it hooked to my jacket right by my mouth. Because usually I'm trying to push the camera out toward the cats, and that gets the audio further from my mouth, and then you guys can't hear me. So that's the biggest complaint that I've gotten over the years, is that you guys couldn't hear. So it creates just a huge tangle of wires and such on the stabilizer to have it, and I keep getting tangled up in it. But it's worth it if you guys can hear it. Okay, she says you can have your house back. Little freezy feet. Ocelots do not like cold weather. Hey, Deb and Linda and Nikki. Jamie made some beautiful signs for the walkabout. That's a up-close image of our baby. I think I set up a donate button on this feed. So donating is what makes it possible for us to provide hay and heating pads and all of the stuff necessary to take care of these cats through all of the different aspects of our temperature here. Let's see if we can get a little bit better view of her up there. I'm not going to go close because she's a little freaked out. It's never a good thing if people come in your house, is it? Nope, probably not. Yeah, she is perfect. Hey, Lori. Marlena, I think she is 23. We have a number of our cats that are over the age of 20. I think 18 of them are currently over the age of 20 right now, including this beautiful bobcat next door, Miss Breezy. Hey, Breezy. They're gonna give you some hay. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Hi. Good morning.
much, but no, it is perfect.
That's a big den.
Because you're a big girl. You have lots of floofy. This is Breezy. Once they get to be this old, they all kind of look alike. She does kind of look like Tom Tom. Liz, the bobcats are pretty amazing. Luana, if that's you posting the links to the cats, thank you very much. How many cats are on your list today?
Cool. As many of the small cats as we can get to.
I know they did a bunch of them yesterday.
Yeah, they did like the little hybrids yesterday.
Little skinny butts.
And
You know
Diablo was very, very happy.
who?
He slid into it a couple times. Him and Alicia were having some fun together.
The only bobcat who doesn't seem to have gotten the memo and grown his fur coat overnight was Flint. He's still got his little short coat on.
He's little. He's like, I haven't figured it out yet. He's so cute, though.
He probably runs enough to keep himself warm.
Yeah, that is very true. That does not stop at all.
Open.
Gonna go check it out? Simba came right up to me yesterday. He's one of the cats who got hay yesterday, and he was in the den with his hay and was pushing a bunch of it out of the front end of the den. He seemed to want it out where he could lay in the sun and have his hay. But when he saw me over there, he came running out and was all chirpy, and then he ran back in like, I've got hay, I've got hay. So it was great to see him enjoying it so much. Looks like maybe Running Bear will be next. I didn't see Sue and Lakota yesterday. I wonder if they've got their winter coats on. They're built kind of like Flint, little skinny southern bobs. They are certainly staying out of sight. I see lots of red shirt keepers out there taking care of bobcats. No sign of Lakota and Sue. It was 54 degrees. Yep, it's 54 degrees. All of you people who live above the Mason-Dixon line, stop laughing at us. This is really, really cold for us. Looks like Andy Bobcat is next. She was sitting out in the middle of her enclosure, just pretty as you please, a couple days ago, and I did not have the ability to take a photo or a video, so I had my hands full at the time. This is her favorite box, even though she has a much better den. She spends most of her time in the box, so guessing that's where they're going to put her hay.
Oh, there she is. I see eyes. I see your eyes. Don't know if everybody else can see your eyes. Little glowy eyes. Somebody has a cute pumpkin. Who gave you that cute pumpkin? There's Lisa leading a tour, and everybody's over there seeing Beecher. Wow, they said Pensacola was 27 degrees 2 nights ago.
Holy crap. Nope.
Every winter I say I want to move south.
Oh, so sorry.
You're fine.
I was surprised how much warmer it was in Plantation than it was in Tampa.
Yeah. 58. And then would you pull the lockout string back across so it's not on the ground? Because I took it off the door. There we go.
39 degrees in New Jersey. Yeah, Corey, that was really hard. Karen, I do think Diablo was one of the cats that didn't have a lot of sponsors. The hybrid cats don't usually get a lot of sponsors. Although that day that they were talking about some of the hybrids, I know that we picked up a few sponsors. So if you were one of those people, thank you very much.
And Bear will also get heated done in that one.
Oh, there's the bear. There's the running bear. You want to come over and hiss at me again? Yeah, I know. I'm hiss-worthy. Hi. Did you come out to see what they're doing in your cage? What are they doing over there? Is it giving you hay? Oh, it's going to be so warm. You're going to love it.
Lisa, where do you live that it was 15 degrees? Whoa. Lost my balance there. I swear these controllers are always like exactly opposite of what you would expect them to be.
Zombie bear. He's not zombie bear. He's just a very old running bear.
Raheem, when you ask about new fencing, this isn't old fencing. This is painted with Rust-Oleum. That's why it's brown like that. We paint it to keep it from rusting. Thank you, everybody who's answering all of the questions about hybrids. Chris just gave you a lot of emojis, Running Bear. Running Bear's in his 20s. Get off my lawn, you crazy kids. Yeah, I can hear Matt saying that. Kim, I do not envy you getting snow tomorrow. All right, we're just looking at a den now. We'll go look at people instead. whenever we go in a cat's enclosure, they always shut the door so that the cat is locked away from the side that the keeper's going in, and then we put a pole through the door so the cat can't lift the door up. I think I've only ever seen 2 cats try to lift the door up. One was Hoover and one was some rehab bobcats that figured out you could pull on the rope and make the door open. And it just takes one time for tragedy, so that's why we're so careful.
And I wouldn't put it past some of our cougar cubs to try and lift the door if it was one of them.
Yeah.
Erie certainly knows how to move a lockout door.
Oh, yeah.
He gets very impatient.
Simba, are you still enjoying your hay over here in your den? Yes, you are. Yes. You loving that? Oh, man. I love it so much. Yes, please do share the video. And you'll notice that some people have diamonds and other people have, what is it? I forget now. A symbol that says supporter. And so the supporter symbol, it means that they are donating 99 cents per month. And they do that right through Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/bigcatrescue, you can choose the big blue button at the top that says become a supporter, and then it's only 99 cents a month, and those people get extra videos and extra content that others don't get to see. Most of it's by our keepers, so they get a little bit of insight into what the keepers' lives are like here with the cats that they know and love best. And it helps us. It helps us provide hay and food and everything else that the cats need. Flint's like, me, me, me. Oh, he got you. It's like, come back. You looking for her?
Yeah.
She's right here.
In the ferns.
Yep. It's about catching the ferns. You staying warm up there? It's going to be even warmer in your den when they get it all full of hay. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to override its ability to move around on its own. Are we making you nervous? I'm sorry. Let's go see what Flint's doing instead. There's Flint. There's the Flint. Ha ha ha. Woohoo!
I knew it would come off. It was like barely hanging on.
No snow for you, huh, Flint? Mm-mm. Yeah, Flint playing around in the ferns was really cute. And I think somebody said that that was some of the special content for people who sign up as supporters. By making that pledge of 99 cents a month, it may not seem much to you guys, but it really adds up for us. I think there's about 1,300 people that do it currently. So that's $1,300 a month we can count on for the cats. It's nice to have those sources of revenue that are something we can rely on. Why do you have to sit behind the biggest patch of wire? Yeah, got all of the layers right in front of your face.
Matt would be so jealous.
We have to tell him.
He missed it.
Ew.
Spiders.
Yes.
It's a glamorous job.
Smalls is like, those are my toys. Leave those.
I seized those and I named them.
It's a 6-month-old bobcat. He was one of our rehab cats that wasn't able to be released back into the wild, so now he's here.
I know when I go home, my cat is like, where have you been? I can't imagine what your guys' cats must do.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and
Always fun.
keep
I wonder what my 2 new ones are gonna do.
Yeah.
You got new ones?
Yes, from here.
Ah! Who did you take?
I took Chase and Cordelia.
Aw.
They are now 9 months of crazy.
Oh, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I got them in May.
Is Cordelia the little, like, Blue Point Siamese?
No, she's a black and white cow king.
There was a Cordelia, I thought it was years ago, maybe it was. Man, that was the cutest cat.
Are you ready? You ready to come see?
What did they do? They touched your stuff.
Your stuff.
Yes, that was all over your stuff,
What's in
baby.
your stuff? It was totally all in your den.
Just gonna get a better vantage point up there.
Look at it, come here, girl. Alright, sit down.
Here you go, baby. You can look at it whenever you want to.
What do you do? I see you. I see you. You totally got me. You totally got me.
Are you putting hay in his or
He got hay, I believe, yesterday. I went after this.
Okay.
You
A little
got
bit more
hay
hay to
already.
play.
You got hay already.
If it means coming in, I'm all up for it.
Hi. So cute.
Hello, tail. How's it going?
Oh, he's
Oh, yeah, because there's hay coming out of that den.
yes.
The remnants of the hay delivery.
Yeah, I see what a mess you made with your hay. Actually, I'll cut through here to go to Vero.
We'll meet you around the other side.
Flint, you want to cruise by that tour again? Yeah, you want to follow me and all of my dangly cords? That'll be fun. Oh, I look like a big cat toy. Come on, Flint. Flint! Brr. You gonna pounce me? I'm gonna pounce you. Ha ha ha. I'm so pouncy. Pouncy, pouncy.
Do, 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 do. Did you get some enrichment? That looks like fun. And he's gone. I heard them talking about Pharaoh. Not sure. Oh, there he is. Hi. I know. They're going to give you a better way to stay warm. You don't have to tuck your feet under your coolaroo. Might be able to get I was going to say a better view if I move. We're not big fans of Caddyshack because of the fact that they take their cats out in parades, and that's really stressful and it's demeaning and it just sends the wrong message. These cats are not props. I know, I'm sure, that the reason they do it is to try and get people to donate to them, but they can find better ways of seeking donations than exploiting the cats in parades. Thank you, Luana. Joanne, he is very handsome. This white coat coloring, though, comes from inbreeding, so it's not a good thing. If you can see the spot on his neck, and he's got one a little bit further back on, like, his shoulder blade, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's the color he should be, which is kind of a golden yellow and black. But when the cats are inbred, sometimes there's a double recessive gene that will present itself in a white coat color. So that's why it's so bad for people to breed white lions or white tigers or white servals. It wouldn't happen if not for the fact that the cats were horribly inbred, which has a lot of other health issues that go along with it usually. Pharaoh just really lucked out that he's been healthy as long as he has been. All right, he's done with me. Oh, I should have known you'd be right over here where you could see what was happening. Working up a sweat. Working up a sweat.
Yes, absolutely. I need to shed a couple layers.
You got that glow in the dark layer underneath there. Good morning, Emily. Who's next on your list?
Ariel.
Ariel. Ariel's a little bobcat who had been born in the wild, and some people tried to make a pet out of her. They had her for 5 years, and then when they decided they wanted to have a baby, they knew she would try to kill the baby, and so they got rid of her. And she's just not friendly at all. That's her up on top of the platform. All the better for leaping on your head.
All better for leaping on your head.
She's supervising. She's adorable. She's such a good girl. She's such a good girl.
I think that's the worst part of being a keeper is winter here and having to change the bowls. Man.
Yeah.
It used to be breaking up the meat.
It's been fun. It's not as bad. We were talking about that one day when everybody had like 3 or 4 pairs of pants on and 5 shirts. You just start stripping as the day goes.
We had that one volunteer who made all those great carts. You could drag a cart behind for all your clothes that you shed during the process of cleaning.
Yeah, exactly.
No, to make her like a little nest.
Did you hear that? You're going to get a nest. It better have a bird in it. These hills are 8 feet by 12 feet on the inside and about 2.5 feet high. And it's 4-inch concrete reinforced with rebar. And then we make the rock work. My father used to do this. Now Jamie and Victor make the rock work out of concrete and then cover it in dirt and plants. And that helps to create a much warmer spot in the winter and a cooler spot in the summer. And then in the winter, she'll shove it full of hay so that she'll have a place that she can nest in. Sarah, Dade City Wild Things is still in litigation with both PETA and USDA. And the sad fact is that it just takes many, many years to wind its way through our legal process. And once they do get to a final order, which I think they had a long time ago, saying that they couldn't exploit the tiger cubs by throwing them in a pool and charging people $200 to swim with them, then what they do is they'll appeal the ruling, and it drags on for years again. And so it's just ridiculous how these animals suffer for years and years and years because our legal system is so slow to act, and the government agencies who should be citing these people and taking away their licenses just aren't doing their job. There's a great article that just came out in National Geographic by Sharon Guynup. It's in the December 2019 issue about how little is being done by our government to protect these wild animals that are in backyards and basements and horrible situations where they're being exploited and killed. And so I really would love for everybody to go out and get a physical copy of that, because it's a great tool to use whenever you're talking to your lawmaker or to decision makers who might be thinking about having a Circus Act come, or any time that you need to educate people. It's got all the facts, and it shows what a huge problem it is in America and why we need the Big Cat Public Safety Act.
So we're running a drawing the drawing will happen on December 15th for $1,000. And the way you enter it is by sending us a page from that issue of the Nat Geo magazine. So it has to be the actual physical page from the magazine so that we know that you bought the magazine and hopefully that you read the article. And we hope that once you read it, you will use it as a tool to educate others about why it's so bad to be these animals and using them for pay-to-play schemes and cub petting crops and all of the other horrible ways that people find to make money off of the cats. And all of that can be fixed by passing our federal bill. It would eliminate 99.9% of the abuse. And you can do that at bigcatact.com. The invisible circle. I'm going to go where she can't see or hear me. I'm over here trying to be quiet.
No. Not this time of year. Yeah. You're just getting his snack.
Yep. That's what I figured.
Did you want to check, mister?
I want to put hay in that bin.
Can you come over here?
And she has a taker. This is Zimba. It's like, I'll have that chick. Yeah. Zimba rather, is another ancient cat. Yeah, I'm sorry everybody that I lost signal there. Just walked through an area that it said low connection. I'm not using the Wi-Fi, so I don't know why the connection's any different there than it was standing over here.
You need something to cut that string?
Yeah, I don't have.
Here, I have something on my keys.
Yeah, my other car had scissors in it.
Barbara, it's 54 degrees, which is very cold for us. Rachel, I think you're referring to Kathryn as the cat whisperer. She said, "Who is that cat whisperer?"
Are you done? Was it yummy? Was it yummy, Mr. Sam? There's still some pieces.
This is Carmine back on radio.
Kara, our Kathryn, starts with a K, just like your name does.
Hi, sweet boy. We're just gonna put some hay in your den. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
I think he says the chick was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's probably more excited about the chick than the hay.
Good, because he ate Iggy's this morning.
He just tenderized it.
Yes, he did.
Amanda and Cassidy out on the children's floor with 9 guests.
He just had to tenderize it first.
Yes, he did. That absolutely he did.
Can go have some water. I wish they still made these dens. I just love them.
I think actually we can order them. PetSmart doesn't keep them anymore, but I think we might be able to get them off Chewy.
Really? I had looked years ago and couldn't find them, but maybe that's changed in the
Yeah.
time since. I know when we bought them, they were $75, and it was like that was like end of the world money for us back then in the 90s.
Oh man.
But they've lasted a long time. They used to be a lot darker in color and looked more like a wooden tree stump than they do now, but
Yeah, they're a bit gray instead of brown.
and they're all splattered with paint from the many years of painting the cages.
Painting cages. He's an old guy.
This is really plush.
The pillow top mattress.
Very, very plush accommodations now.
The cats who usually need the most sponsors are the smaller cats. Everybody loves the lions and the tigers and the jaguar. Manny has more sponsors than anybody. But the smaller cats like serpals and caracals and bobcats, and especially the ones who are not on the tour path, when people come here, they fall in love with the cats and they want to sponsor the cats that they saw. But there's a lot of cats who don't like people, like Sue and Lakota, and Dryden and Kelowna, and Andy, who just never come out for tours. Ariel is another one that never comes out.
She was right there in the edge of the den.
They're making another attempt over there with Nala to see if they can get her to move. They want to put the den, or put the hay in the den that she likes best, which is the lower, bigger one.
Alright, Mr. Sam. Check it out, bud.
You want to go see it? Kim, thank you for sponsoring Lakota. Karen, Loki is one of the cats on the list that people that don't see very often and doesn't have as many sponsors as the bigger cats. Yeah, Frankie, bobcats, another one I hardly ever see. We hardly ever see Filmo.
Margaret, thank you for sponsoring Little Filmo. I could not believe how horrible his spine looked when we did those x-rays the other day. I don't know how that cat walks. And yet the day we put him back out after seeing the vet and after seeing the x-rays, he ran to his den. He kind of bunny hops when he runs, but he can move. I'm not going to go over where they are right now because they're trying to catch Dryden and Kelowna, and they are very, very suspicious cats. So I'm going to wait until they get the doors down before I go over there. We'll just have to suffer with your handsomeness, Simba. Kathy Ryan, thank you for posting that link. That's the link to where you can pledge 99 cents a month. And that gets you a lot of extra content, extra videos of the cats. We joined that program because so many people say they want to see us when we go live and when we post things, but Facebook doesn't let them know. And so we thought, well, maybe if we tried this new initiative that Facebook was rolling out, that at least when we post to that group, it's a smaller group than our 2.5 million fans, that maybe those people would get an alert. And it's my understanding that they usually do. So at least you get an alert when we go post something to that group. They're still trying to locate Kelowna and Dryden. They have so much space and so many places to hide because they don't want to be out on display. And whenever we do need to make sure that we're not going in the same cage with them, it can take a while to figure out which side they're in. And they have, I think, 4 sides that they could be in. What are you doing licking off the side of the bowl? That's so silly. Well, thank you for putting the cat sponsor kits on your Christmas list. One of the great things about the sponsor kits are that they're easy to ship because they're very lightweight and you can send them in a regular manila envelope. And they actually do some good. I know so many people like me really don't like to get gifts from people because it's like, I don't need anything. I really have everything in the world that I need. And so I would much prefer that the money be spent on the cats and doing something good for them. So sponsor kits are a way for you to buy for those people that you want to show them you love them, but they don't want any more stuff. And I think probably everybody knows somebody like that or is somebody like that. It is a new way to drink. Not sure it's particularly effective, but he seems to like it. Okay, the hay wagon is on the move. The Little Family Foundation donated that dump truck golf cart years ago. And man, have we nearly run the wheels off that thing. We've used it so much. Jamie and Victor were telling me we spent $2,200 this year just on chargers for the golf carts. It costs about $3.5 million a year to run the sanctuary. Oh, I see her. So this is Tiger Lily. And these big signs are when people have donated $5,000 or more, I think. I'm going to go sneak up on Tiger Lily. I'm going to be quiet.
She was up on her hill watching us.
She's still right there.
Oh, she's behind the grass now.
Yeah.
Nice and plushy, baby girl.
I saw a couple of people said that's the question they really wanted an answer to. I didn't see what the question was, though, so if you could repeat it if it has not been answered, I'll try to get it while I'm standing here. Yeah, Lawana's right. The questions do roll by so fast, especially on my screen here. I can only see like 1.5 questions at a time, and they roll up so fast I can't answer them all. And there's also like a few minutes delay. So between the time that you ask a question and the time I see it, there's a few minutes go by, and then the cats that are most need in sponsoring. Is that the question? So I did answer that question earlier. It's the small cats. The small cats being like the servals and caracals and hybrid cats, bobcats, especially the ones who are not on the tour path. And I called out a number of them by name, so maybe somebody who heard the names of the cats who are not on the tour path might be able to repeat some of those in writing in the comments. Oh.
Are you hiding, Lovey? I'm hiding. They can't see me over here.
She's like, I'm out.
Will you let me get any closer? Run in your den. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the new cats that we just rescued. So that's Shiloh, Filmo, and Tom Tom, who are all bobcats, and Mouser, who is a Savannah cat. Ooh. There's either Sue or Lakota. Mark your calendars for November 19th, 2 days from now, to be sure and come to our Facebook page, facebook.com/BigCatRescue, for an announcement about the Guatemala tigers. Oh, there's Miss Lovey.
She's on top of her platform.
Yeah.
Not pleased with us.
It's better than hiding in the den. At least we can see you.
Hang tight, everybody. Yeah, that spin is pretty awful when I'm zoomed in.
Lean a little further from the door
Okay.
so we can get any more air. But I couldn't fit into the corner. I mean, I could, but it was tight. The coming out was not guaranteed.
I went through a pet door one time, and it was like, oh, this was a bad idea about halfway through.
I was like, the going in would have been okay, the coming out,
Yeah,
I'm
not
not
so
so
much.
sure.
Have you seen Tom Tom in her new platform?
I have not.
I haven't either.
Doesn't like it that way. I'm thinking maybe we should move the ramp.
Move the ramp?
Yeah, move it to like the back side.
Is that where it was before?
Yes. Because I've like let her over there a couple of times, but I think she doesn't like that ramp, or she just wants the higher level.
Well, she's not getting that because she fell off the last one. She's just too old for something that high. So they made this modified one so that she can't fall off the sides. And gave her little steps to help her get up. I haven't seen her up there yet. She must be in one of these dens.
There's the sleepy girl.
He's here in the front.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get her to come out. She has to have a den back there. Pretty girl. Come, come. Come on, sweet girl. Maybe a chick?
I was gonna say, would she come for a chick?
I don't know if she can eat it, but it might at least get her out.
I'm going to move away. I don't want to be the reason that she doesn't come over. I'm not one of the people who usually feeds the cats or gives them treats, and so when they see me, they're just like, I don't know about that.
Lovey, you should go check out your hay.
I was hoping to see Max and Marianne, but I don't see them. Those two don't get sponsored a lot because they hide like that all the time.
We hardly ever bring tours down through this road. Max and Marianne were just delightful yesterday. They were chasing each other and just having the best time. I think they must have worn their little bobcat selves out. I wonder if Zimba went to see his hay. Maybe. Ooh. Might be able to catch Nala away from her den. Or not. Back into her den she goes. Wonder if I could tempt her with a little bit of this that fell off the cart. Sometimes just anything that is different will get their attention. Those bracelets you just saw are from my store at catrescue.biz. We have a store at bigcatrescue.biz that supports the sanctuary, and then catrescue.biz supports our legislative work to end the trade in big cats. Look what I have, Nala. I have something so very interesting. Look at this. Look at this. You see this? Do you see this? Look at this. I'm going to throw this in your cage. Yeah, you want to go smell that. If you go to the flash sale page at catrescue.biz, whatever we have on sale, Deb picks out something really beautiful every week, so there's always something really reasonably priced there. But that's also where I put the latest digital download of our 32 glossy magazine called The Big Cat Times. And so the winter edition was just recently posted there. And you guys can get that for free by going to catrescue.biz and then, oh, this is so sweet, going to the flash sale page. So here's Zimba enjoying his hay already. Do you love it? I love it. It's the best. It's so cozy. You see nothing but ears. You're too adorable. I'm sorry, everybody. It won't roll the right way. Well, you should go check that out, Nala. You want to go see that? You should go see that hay. Yeah, Zimba loves his. I know, you're just such a hissy serval. Go get in your other den so I can shut the door. No, not happening. She was so close.
Nala?
Yeah,
She's a smart girl, that one.
she saw a tour coming and was like, never mind.
Angie went to get more hay, and then we're gonna start through the serval.
I threw a little handful of hay on the side that we want her on just so she'd go sniff it.
Over there.
I'm just a little bit warmer today. Got more on my legs and my feet than I did before. And I have a hat on my head, which the cats are not crazy about. Zimba's all tucked into his hay. Ooh, what did you get?
Ooh, we're running around with it now.
And still running. Gonna take it up high where nobody on that tour can get it.
We have two, so we're gonna be like right, left, circles everywhere. So that's enough. And on this side, so let me tell you a little bit about Nala first. Nala was somebody's pet. Yes, and when that person
Hi, Beth Ann and Amy and Joyce. Yes, this is Zukari. Ben, we've looked into that over the years, and we've always struck down the idea every time we've checked into it. We used to have snow leopards years ago, and we thought they would really love the snow machine, but we each time we've found some reason why we didn't think that would be either feasible or good for them. Amy, the tigers still swim when it's cold. All of our cats have more than one den, so they can choose whether they excuse me, whether they go in one that is full of hay or not. Some of the cats, even though we give them the hay, they don't care for it, but we want them to have that option. Maureen, I know that was one of the concerns we had one year that we looked into it, was the chemicals necessary for that to work. We felt like would not be safe for the cats. This is Ginger. You look so much less suspicious with a handful of chicks. She's like, is it this cage? Over here? Over here? Where do I go? I'll go anywhere you say. Just give me, give me, give me. Wish they were all that easy.
Serious.
How is it they always manage to have their heads right behind a right behind a leaf? Thank you, Amy. Yeah, Ginger is looking great. She had broken her leg. She used to have a high den too, and we don't know if she did something on that. But whatever she did, she broke her leg, and she had a hard time healing. She got a bacterial infection that was difficult to cure because when she broke her leg, the bone went right through the skin and into the dirt, which got into her body. And even though we cleaned it out and set the leg, still there was just enough crud in there to start an infection. And so she had such a hard time with the antibiotics and finding something that would actually kill the infection that she had to stay in the hospital for a long time. And she just has been out now for a couple weeks, I think. And so she's very suspicious of us and always worried that we're going to take her back in the hospital. Hey, Hutch, come over to see what your girlfriend got. What did she get? Where's yours, huh? I think it's coming, unless they did you yesterday. Well, I'm so glad that I'm making your laundry go by faster. I hate doing laundry. I hate housework. I hate cooking. There's just nothing about being domestic that appeals to me. Jolene, I think the cat's probably like the weather like it is right now, or just a slightly bit warmer, because when it's in the 50s and 60s, they're a lot more frisky and they run around a lot more than they do when it's in the 90s. Ginger might have lost out on her sponsors because she was in the hospital for such a long time. People weren't seeing her on the tour. I remember when it snowed in the 80s. She's like, if I shut my eyes, you can't see me.
Very glamorous.
You can come to do cat rescue with me and Connor.
So that's something to think about in the future. That's your future goal.
You can pretend to be a circle. I help you. Are you helping me there? Because you never learned about animal life. Especially, they're really good at it.
That's not their true. Right out there. Is that Ginger? Hi, Ginger. So nice to have you back. No, they're out there. You're right.
Oh, there's two. One
So
there and
we
one
saw
there.
Zukari. So Zukari was a circle. These are the same kind of house. This is Ginger. Ginger came from the same place as Gilligan. So some of my well-seasoned friends on the tour today might make a connection there with the names Gilligan and Ginger. Yeah. And if you remember, Ginger was the movie star. Yeah. She's very pretty with it.
Ginger, come on.
Good. they're also very curious what's going on over there. Is there food over there? Is what you're wondering. As I said, I'm the talking lady. Those are the ladies that have food. They're far more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
Brittany leaving main property to the party
This
house.
side, we have a much bigger kitty.
Nikki, I have no doubt that that has happened before.
Hi, Jen.
So Kathryn gave her access back to both sides. Our adult tours, we use a iPad and a headset setup where people are wearing a headset in their ear so they can hear the stories that are being played on the iPad. But we don't do that on the kids' tours. People keep telling me that the kids would just constantly be pulling those out of their ears. So that's why we don't do it on the kids' tours. Frankly, I would like to do it on the kids' tours.
She likes hay.
You didn't waste any
She
time.
doesn't. She likes hay.
Is that yummy? Been fun? All kinds of fun.
She's going to make it hers. Arrange it the way she wants it. The bigger cats have so much more body fat, they just don't need the hay.
Oh, yeah.
That's the same thing happened with him down there.
Yeah, he's an old Simba's older. Harry's not older. He'll be alright. I think he's just gonna
Yeah, like Kathryn just said, a lot of the cats will pee in the hay, which means they have to pull it out, which is really disgusting. This going in part's not so bad.
Most of them just make it a litter box. Alright. Hey, can you pull that stick down that's right above your head?
Well, that's a clever way to use tools. Look at you.
All right, I like that. That was good.
Oh, maybe still stuck. Nah. It's not gonna come off that one.
You just break it?
I'm trying. It's just because there's two other sticks in it.
Oh.
Short people problems. Nope. I got that piece. I can't get that. Now it's an issue. It needs to come out closer to the edge so I can grab it. Alright, I can grab it from the edge.
It's just part of being a keeper here that you go in a cage and you're like, oh, and I can get weeds. Oh, and I can clean off the roof. Oh, and I can.
Yeah, I can get it from there. With it in there. Because now that was a challenge. Alright. Any others? Everybody?
Yeah, because it's got that bee in it.
Alright. Spilling everywhere.
See how Ginger's nesting project has gone. Still working it. Gonna take a nap now? Yes, the cats chew on the sticks and branches and leaves and ferns, so we have to be very careful about what we plant in the cages to make sure none of it's toxic. Your ears barely fit in the same square with the rest of your face, Ginger. She does look content. All the better to hear you with, Denise. Adam, she's making me sleepy. My battery's getting low, and I have to call it pretty soon, but thought I'd walk down the way here and see who else is out. So we saw Hutch a little bit a minute ago. He's out. I'm sure you're on the list. Yeah. There will be snacks and hay for you. I don't think they give the cougars hay. I don't think there's any need to. Don't know that for sure. Hi. Are you watching what they're doing? Do you love the kids' tour? Cougars are all about kids. Not in a good way.
What does Angie have over there? So they're going in Serby and Sheena and Cricket. Lori is correct. Kids are snackables in a cougar's eyes. The cougars have the ability to all pile on top of each other too to stay warm, since they share all of those cages. I don't see Jinx. He's been out on funcation, but now that the keeper tour is passed, he's got no reason to be looking down the road for it. Are you in the den? Maybe the one in the back. I don't know if Manny gets hay. Cheryl said the cubs love playing with the hay out of their pie wedge. It was a big piece of enrichment that they got recently. So maybe they will. We're doing the cats who need it most first. It never stays cold for long here either. Usually a day or two and then it'll warm right back up. What do you think of the cold weather, Manny? Are you a fan? Say goodbye to everybody, Manny. Thank you for joining us, everybody. I sure appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who joined as a sponsor, and those who are doing birthday fundraisers for the cats, and those who are buying beds, the hot beds for the cats. Oh, is that your kiss? Yeah, that was your kiss. That little thing he does with his mouth. We were told by the people who previously trained him that that was his give a kiss command. Well, yes, a kiss back to you too. Mwah! What a good boy. With that, we'll leave. Yes, all kisses. Kisses, kisses. Bye-bye.